Hello students, today I'm going to give you some important tips on the examinations. Many students generally feel like if they know very well their subject, then they can perform really good. Yes, that is somewhat true. You must be wondering why I'm saying that somewhat. Because since last so many years I'm teaching to n number of students, I have understood something like knowledge as and performance are two different skills. Having one student good knowledge is like it's good thing, but having good knowledge and and then you are expecting a good performance, that is somewhat possible. But if you have less knowledge and still you are expecting good, then you need to have few skills or few techniques. So I'm going to give you 5 techniques today. So what are those 5 techniques you can, or 5 skills? Like first one is about presentation. The presentation should be outstanding. Like a few things I would like to tell you about presentation. When you are writing your paper, uh, your examiner has only a question paper, the answer paper to check, and within 2 minutes or 3 minutes they're going to check your paper. So you should be outstanding at your performance. Like generally people write 2/3, so this denominator line they draw like little slanted upward, downward, something like that. It should be generally horizontal line on that black line. I have right now like a drawing paper over here, so I can't show you exactly that black line, but that black lines, that lines what you've got in your paper, on that black line you should try to draw your this denominator line. The presentation would be good. Another tip would I would like to add, say some people do rough work. They do this rough work keeping in the mind no one gonna check it. Yes, you're right, no one gonna check it. But then rough work is a part of your paper, your answer paper. So although for you it is a rough work, but it is considered as fair work because mostly your fair paper is based on this rough work, isn't it? So student, I hope you understood that rough work for you it is just a calculation, but your final answer is based on your is rough work. So your rough work should be equivalent type of your fair work. That was the second tip on this. And then third thing is whenever you get final answer, you should box your final answer and then you should write it on that as a statement like final answer statement. There should be unit. Then see to it that sometimes in some questions, like there are 2 or 3 final answers are expected. So you must check that out. The all subparts you covered in that particular questions. So it was about the presentation. So these were like few parts like draw the denominators line, do rough work like a fair work, because your fair work is depend on your rough work calculations. Then make sure that all the final answers has been boxed and written that is the final answer. Such kind of things. Second and nice tip is about the time. So what I would like to tell you the question. What I would like to tell you, students, about the time. Many people think like they can keep on writing their paper as long as they want. But student, you must remember it's an exam and we have stipulated time. And for that case, I would always recommend you 5 minutes is equals to one question. So you must finish your one of the question in minimum 5 minutes, and that is possible work, isn't it, students? Or else you can practice about it. So yes, I know there are certain questions like graph questions or ogive questions or else geometry questions. Sometimes they are a bit difficult to finish within 5 minutes. But I have observed that in that case, that 6 or 7 minutes we can bear it. So students, remember that as long as you're doing the questions, if you're doing in 5 minutes, I'm sure you'll be able to complete your paper. And that was my second tip. And in today's session, I'm going to give you in total 5 tips. So if you know these 5 tips, any exams you can crack like this. And keep watching my this entire video, and so that you can get all the 5 tips. And what is my third tip is, student, copy question correctly. Copy question correct. Many times whenever I check paper, many students make one type of common error, and the common error is they copy the question itself wrong. So when you students, you should understand this is like very basic things. Instead of copying like 2 plus 3, if you'll copy 2 into 3, or else if you'll copy question itself wrong, like say question says factorize x square minus 6x plus say 13, and if you'll copy instead of minus, if you'll copy plus, it's very difficult to solve these questions first of all. So you're copying just one sign, wrong, but then that entire answer will go wrong in that case. So students, such type of copying errors generally happen. Sometimes plus get converted into that multiplication, or multiplication get converted into that plus, or that you copy the question itself wrong, and in that case your resultant marks goes on toss. So students, you should remember that whenever you copy the questions, you can follow this my technique. I recommend always students do these 2 tasks, task A and task B. What is task A? Task A is copying question paper to your answer booklet. Question paper, you copied the questions to your answer booklet. And when you are doing this task B, your task B is read from your answer booklet whatever you copied and check whether in the question paper it is same or not. So if you are doing this task A and task B, say in half minute of your 5 minutes of your each questions, I'm sure you'll be able to copy all questions correctly, and in that case you will get always your answers right. And when your answers are right, that means you are eligible for 100 on 100 marks, isn't it, students? So this was my very valuable tip, copy questions correct. Keep watching my next tip, and students, like these videos and subscribe my channel, share these channels to your all other friends, and keep commenting, like in case if you're not getting something, or in case if you want to say something, or if you have some improvement, if you want to tell me I can improve somewhere, please keep comment, put your comments in comment box, so that I'll keep improving the quality of my videos. So my 4th tip is, student, be calm. What do you mean by be calm? Generally it happens in question number 2B or 2C or 3A. Generally students find the question is difficult, and in that time, that entire performance of that particular examination goes on toss. And then we feel, oh, I wouldn't have thought at that particular question, that question is difficult, it would have been really good. All that thought comes after the examination, student, but then by that time you have lost the opportunity of performance, isn't it? So what is my very valuable tip number 4 is be calm. In every student's in every examination, this situation arise, you do not know something, don't know how to solve the questions, or how to answer, and in that case our brain get mind get locked, and as a result our next consecutive few question goes on toss. So what I will recommend in this case, the moment you feel you do not know something, what I will recommend to you guys, skip that question immediately. Don't even waste your 1 second on that particular question. Just move to the next question. As a result, what will happen? Maybe the next question you will be able to trigger out, or else, maybe even say, suppose you are on question number 2A and you do not know this, so you go on question number 2B. Probably even you feel like that you don't know. So try solving this question number 2C, then go on question number 3A. Probably you'll get this, in 2, 3 in sequence, like, got it. And then you can come back on question number 2A and 2B, because by this way, you'll be able to save your time. That was my tip number 2, save time, which is very, very valuable tip. So, in case if you do not know something, no need to get hyper or no need to get tensed out in that particular situation. In every student's life, you come across this kind of situations. So this tip is very valuable. Be calm. And if you'll be calm, what will happen? At that particular time, if you'll do the questions whichever you know, इसके दो फायदे होंगे. One, you'll be able to complete your paper on time, and second would be, once you'll be done with your entire paper, you can come back on the questions which you don't know, and you'll have enough time to think about this kind of questions. And very important thing, in this way you'll be able to score also good. So this being calm in the examination is very, very important skill, or very, very important tip. And last tip of the day is solve your entire paper. Solve your entire paper. Many times it is observed that people do, like, their question number 1, then they do question number A, question number B, and then they forget doing that question number C itself. Like, they directly move to question number 2. And as a result, what happened? If they'll move to question number 2, then this question number 1C, which is a 4-marker question, goes on toss. So, you should always make sure that whenever you finish your main questions, whether you attempted all your sub questions, and sometimes in question number A, you have sub part 1, sub part 2 to write the answer. So, students, you should be doing all your questions. Sometimes, people solve first 3 pages and then they get tired, and then they, they forget to turn their page number 4 is also have some, 1 or 2 questions, which results they lose of say 7 to 10 marks, which is like a big thing for a student, losing 7 or 8 marks in the examinations. When you know that, and when you come out of the examinations, all your friends tell, Acha, what was the answer of that particular question, and then they say, oh, I did not even turn my page 4. So these were my most valuable 5 tips for your examinations, by which you can score 100 on 100. So students, always make sure that your success is over here, your target is over here, your potential is over here, your performance is over here, and this is what you should be looking for all the time, and this is what your teachers and the parents expectations from you. So students, here I'll stop today, and make sure that you like it and comment on this video. How did you felt about this video, or did you like all the tips, or make sure that you pass these tips to all your friends, so that I'll get motivated to make more videos. All the best, students, for your all the examinations. Do like this video also. Bye.